All right, good morning, everyone. Let me just make sure you guys can see me over here. Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday, guys. We made it through another week. Hope everyone's doing well. Good to be back on. Hope you guys can just make sure you guys can hear me all loud and clear. But yeah, happy Friday, everyone. Hope everyone's had a good week in the markets. We just took some nice gold buys here, pre-London, which I'll recap for you guys as well. Let me just check. Should be all good. Let me. Awesome. Happy, yeah, loud and clear. Awesome, man. Thank you. Yeah, welcome back, everyone. If anyone is new here, my name is Aaron, also known as Aaron Trades. I've been trading for about 7 years, and I mainly focus on gold futures here in the European markets. Busy day today. Yeah, busy day. Lots of news coming up today, guys. We've got NFP Fridays, big day NFP Fridays. W trade, Aaron. Good call. Yep. Absolutely. Good job. Good job if you guys did get it. We just took these buys pre-London, which was very, very nice. We took buys here pre-London because we were speaking about this for the past hour. We were essentially talking about how a lot of people would have been trapped in sells here. So a lot of people were trapped in shorts here, trying to short this trend line. Stop sitting just above here. So we just got long here once this 15-minute. So if I just show you guys, this was a 5-minute trade, but the 5-minute was based off the 15. So just to give you guys the confluences, we just spoke about this whole entire trade beforehand as well. We were playing an hourly evening star, a 30-minute evening star, and a 5-minute trend line. So if I just show you guys the hourly time frame here, what I was basically saying to on our stream pre-London is we had 3 hourly equal highs here. And, you know, if gold's ever going to have a big move up or down, it's always going to come and liquidate these levels. So this is where I was saying to the guys, we got 3 equal highs here. This to me is a big trap bringing in some sellers, and gold loves to spike out highs before a potential real move. So we got long here on gold on this 15-minute, broke out, grabbed the lows, held the support, broke out beautifully. And then this 5-minute here, it was very quick and it was very aggressive. But this 5-minute opened and instantly ripped down. And this is where I was like, to me, this is a great trap to bring in some sellers. People jump in shorts here, sit their stops just above the resistance. And then that's when I had a buy stop on the flip of this candle and exited at these highs. So that was my, my screen just went black there for a second. Are we back? That was weird. So yeah, I took a buy stop here on the 5-minute flip and I took it out for these highs, which we got about 40-ish ticks. So I got $440 here. This is the trade we just took here in the pre-London session, which was very, very, very nice. But now that we have liquidated these highs, are we now going to see a decent pullback of this Asia move? Maybe. You know, my buys for this trade here were simply just buying up into where most people were trying to sell. And above these highs, I don't really know what's going to happen. But what I do know is that there's a high chance that we were going to tap into this level before something else happening. So as soon as you came down, you grabbed the previous lows, you held the support, and it was a 15-minute breakout and a 15-minute instant bottom wick. So as this 15-minute here grabbed these lows and closed back above this minor range, this 15-minute candle here opened and instantly pushed down. So as you were instantly pushing down, that's when I then get my buy order, put a buy stop if the candle can flip bullish, because I'm anticipating that that's going to be a nice wick and we're going to have a nice fill of this range. And that's pretty much exactly what we did. So I've taken 2 trades today here. I've taken these buys pre-London and I did take some Asia sells here on this account. So I'm up 700 for the day, which is nice. Just taking some nice gold scalps here. We'll look at all other markets as well here today, guys. That was a very, very nice very nice squeeze higher there. I think a lot of sellers would have got trapped there, and that's where we were talking about this a lot. I was like, I don't want to be a seller here because I think a lot of people are going to be trapped. Now that they have been trapped and they've been squeezed out, could we be looking for a short to pull back into 32.50? Yeah, possibly. We got London open in about 21 minutes here as well. Perfect breakdown. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, it was a really, really nice push. Again, you know, I do a lot of 5-minute execution, but I do 5-minute execution based off my higher time frame. So I had an hourly morning star play. I had a 30-minute grabbing the lows. I had a 15-minute breakout here. So as soon as I see this 15 grab the lows and hold the support and actually close above, that's then we know I'm dropping down to the 5-minute. And then as soon as I see this grab in the lows, that's when I'm like, oh, this is looking beautiful. Putting the buy stop there, stops going below that low, and then just exiting at these highs. Yeah. Hey, Kurt, what's going on? Appreciate you tuning in, man. I wasn't able to catch much of your Asia stream today. I appreciate you tuning in here, man. I assume it's pretty late. There. Patience is key. Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Yeah, really nice. Really, really nice trade here. And remember, guys, it's NFP day today as well. Well, for you guys who were in the past, yeah, go to bed. Yeah, what time is it for you guys? Is it like 11 o'clock or something? 11 o'clock? 11 p.m. If not later. Wow, 1:39. Damn, I'm gonna take the compliment and pretend that you are staying up just to watch this stream. That's what I'm going to tell myself. Yeah, appreciate you guys on the late night grind. Yeah, it is NFP tomorrow, guys. So things can get pretty choppy pre-NFP. So any trades that I do take pre-NFP, like the trades I have taken here today, they are just quick scalps. Like I'm not looking to hold a 100-tick trade today pre-NFP. Like I'm buying here and I'm getting out here, and I'm taking my piece of gold. Because we can create aggressive ranges before NFP. Now, aggressive ranges doesn't mean we can't trade, but if we're going to be trading a range, we want to be doing it at the right areas. I don't want to be trading in the middle of the range. I want to be trading at the highs or the lows, or I want to be trading into liquidity. So here I was buying up into where most people would have been trying to short this trend line. So we can trade ranges. Well, I can trade ranges. What you guys do is up to you, but I do like to trade ranges, but I will do it when I have very clear targets. 8:40 a.m. in Austria. Nice. Austria. I'd love to visit Austria, man. Austria looks absolutely beautiful. Non-farm payroll. Big US numbers coming out about 1:30 London time. 2:40 in the morning, Florida time. That's incredible. This trade got me out of the red this week. I have had a bit of a. I haven't had a funny week. I just had a bit of a rubbish day on Tuesday. Tuesday was a weird day for me. I had some really good trades, but we just weren't driving, and I didn't take 17 trades. Well, I clearly did take 17 trades, but I mean, I didn't take 17 brand new trades. I was trading some micros and some minis and getting in and out of adding to some trades, and I just had a bit of a tough day on Tuesday. But guess what? We get back in the zone, and we still end up the week green. So it has still been a good week, and April was a fantastic month. I'm looking forward to a good month in May as well. I did take a payout on this funded account last week, I believe, which I've been riding this one since January. So see this huge dip here? That isn't full tilt mode. I mean, even though I did have a loss on the same day that I did take the payout, but that is here was a payout, and here I took about 2,500 from this one account. So we're getting back up, which is looking good. But yeah, let's have a look at what we got for the day, guys. That's what we're all here for. Let me just I'm gonna delete everything here, guys. These were the sales I took in Asia as well, guys. I took shorts in Asia. I don't know if anyone is interested, but I did take sales here in Asia. This was, I'll recap this for you guys. Someone reminds me after. I don't want to miss anything on gold, but someone, if you guys are interested, if you want me to recap this short in Asia, let me know and we'll do it after. But let's do some top-down analysis here, guys. I'm going to delete everything for a second and let's look at a fresh, clean chart. Also, don't be afraid sometimes, guys. I know sometimes you can have so much analysis on your charts. Don't be afraid just to delete everything sometimes. Like, it's so easy to have lines absolutely everywhere, but most mornings I like to come on and I like to just delete everything and just look at a naked chart. So let's have a look at what we've seen on gold this week, guys. Remember, guys, we spoke about on our opening call that I was on with Hogue on Monday for gold to have a pullback into 3250. 3250 is a very, very nice round psychological level. And why was I talking about 3250? Well, it was a nice level where we broke out of this all-time high resistance and never quite came back down to hold this. And this is where I was basically saying all week that I believe a lot of people are probably trying to buy this market here on gold. And it's not to say that, you can't have a new push higher, but it's more so to say that I do believe we're going to squeeze these lows first before we do anything. Let me just put it like this. I believe there's a high chance we're going to squeeze these lows before a potential move higher. So shorts on gold this week have been fantastic. And the interesting thing is we are right at these lows before NFP. So this low here, we had these previous highs, we had 3250, but we also had previous weekly lows, which is what I spoke about as well. When this candle was all the way up here, I was drawing on Monday, if you guys remember, we'll go back to Monday stream. I was drawing that I believe this weekly candle is going to form something like this, where we're at least going to come down, tap into last week's lows, and retest this 3250. I know, look at that work of art. It's pretty much exactly what we did. We came up, we liquidated the highs last week, held the resistance. So this week I was looking for a beautiful top wick, then to flip bearish and come back down into these lows here, and back down into 3250. So really, really nice weekly call there on gold. Obviously, we're not swing trading, guys. Gold's having a sell-off here. We're not swing trading, but it is important to understand what is our higher time frame doing so we actually know what to look for coming into this week. If you just jump on the charts and you go straight to the 5-minute, there's a high chance you're probably going to get manipulated a lot. So weekly is back down at that major support. Is there the possibility to still squeeze a little bit lower and come up and retest this wick from the 31st of March, which is also coincidentally around our next psychological level of 3200. The levels I do like on gold, guys, for anyone who is new here, is the hundreds and the 50 levels. That's what gold loves to get attracted to. If we close below the 50, the next target is going to be a 500 tick range back down into 3200. Same as if we reject from 3250, the next target could be 3300 for a retracement bounce. So I like to draw these levels like this, and just to make it a little bit cleaner so I know what are my key levels and what are my support and resistance, I do just like to change the opacity on this so they're a little bit less than my intraday level. So key areas on gold to watch, weekly time frame, we are at massive weekly support right before NFP. We had a fantastic bounce yesterday holding major support, which is what I was kind of saying to the guys in our pre-New York market call, that for New York session, I didn't want to sell gold yesterday. I think the sales had come in Asia and London, and if anything, this could have held with a really nice wick rejection holding 32.50, which is pretty much exactly what we did. So we are finding support beautifully. Could we fill in this wick? Yes, we could. It's possible. But I am still understanding that this is a big daily level of support, and an initial bounce from here is pretty expected. 4-hour time frame here on gold. Again, this is another reason why we took these buys here pre-London, is we were buying up into previous 4-hour highs as well. If gold's, going to have a big push down and this is going to be a false break above, well, you're at least going to tap into previous 4-hour highs, because that's what gold loves to do. We love to come up, we love to liquidate the previous highs, and then we like to push down. Here, you come up, you grab the highs, and then you push down. So that's what I was saying to the guys, like this 4 hours broken out beautifully. So this 4-hour candle, I don't want to say it was easy to trade because trading is never easy, but buying up into this wick here for a liquidity grab was a pretty comfortable trade. So now that we are at this previous 4-hour high, we're back at major support of that we broke in Asia yesterday. Could we be due for a little bit of a pullback, in the next hour and a half that we're on here for? Possibly. Although I'm, you guys are being like, just get on with it, drop down to the 5-minute. There's a reason we're doing this. We need to understand what is our higher time frame doing, so we know how to paint the picture on the lower time frame. Because if you, like I say, if you open your charts and you go straight to the 5-minute, you're going to get manipulated all day long. So this is the reason we took these buys pre-London, for this exact reason, that this was a liquidity grab into these highs. So now that we have grabbed these highs, could London be coming for a pullback into 32.50? How big of a range would that be? About 100 ticks, which is pretty nice. I think that could be nice. Let's have a look. Leaning short side. I mean, yeah, this is my buys pre-London, which if you guys were watching, it wasn't I wasn't looking for a full-blown reversal. All I was looking for is exactly this. Price to come up and tap into these equal highs before, breaking and closing above and then going long, or holding it and squeezing lower. So to me, this looks like a beautiful liquidity grab to have a bit of a pullback, maybe come back down and retest the highs of Asia today around 32.53. 32.53. So let's see if we can get some sells here. We got London open in about 10 minutes as well, guys. If this hourly closes holding the resistance, grabbing the highs, and actually closes bearish, well, then we can just completely get rid of a bullish bias, because we wouldn't want to be trading against that. Therefore, our job coming into London could be simpler, where we could just look for some downside. Obviously, we want to be neutral. We want to be open to the fact that anything can happen. But if this grabs the highs and holds the resistance, I wouldn't want to be buying that. Therefore, my job is going to be easier in London. So let's have a look. 30-minute time frame here as well, guys. We could have some fake out sell opportunities. We are about to close back below this beautiful level that we broke above, broken straight back below, which is pretty much what we did here in Asia. Broke above, straight back below. That's where I got my shorts today. We could be doing something very, very similar. Yeah, you got the 15 flip. Yeah, you guys are in it already. Yeah, to be fair, you did get the 15 closure back below as well. So you got 15-minute fake out right down into this support. 20 ticks. Very nice. Very, very nice. I'm not going to trade this London one because I'm pretty happy with this. It's only $400, but $400 pre-NFP. And it was more so the fact that not only is it $400, it was actually a great trade. So I'm probably not going to trade London. Maybe we can trade this Asia account here. So yeah, you got that 15 closure below. You're continuing to squeeze into this support. I reckon you're probably getting a lot of people trying to buy from here, which means we could send it a little bit lower. We'll look at all other markets as well, guys. Don't worry. We'll break down other markets. Gold is just moving very, very well today, so I want to be taking advantage of it. We got 10 minutes until this hourly is going to close. I'm not already in the sells, so I am going to have to wait for that. I'm not going to chase this. If I wanted a short, yeah, sorry, man, I missed it. You just said there, you took the 15 flip. It's up 50 ticks. Yeah, nice. Definitely valid, man. Definitely valid. You came up, you liquidated hourly highs, and you more importantly closed back below. So this is your confirmation candle. This is your entry candle. I was too busy rabbiting on there, but yeah, that is definitely valid. how low could this squeeze? I like here. I like these highs. Yeah, if you guys are in that, that's a great sell, especially when you see that hourly starting to wick back lower. You're like, oh, cool. This is gonna be a nice rejection. You see the 50-minute close back below. Yeah, this is a great short here, guys. I may have just missed that one. What's that? 45 ticks. Yeah, beautiful push there. One contract, you're talking 450 there, guys. 5-minute opening and just ripping down here, guys. What a sell. Yeah, looks like some of you guys got it. That's amazing. Well done. Beautiful work. Coming into a strong area. And look at where we're tapping into. Little double bottom there as well. So, again, guys, just for educational purposes, this is why when I was buying here, I wasn't holding, you know, hoping that this was just going to keep ripping. All I was doing with these buys here was buying into the fact that price needed to grab these highs. So we had a fantastic exit on them buys as well, which, can I show my executions? Is this going to expose anything? I don't think so. Can I? Where was our buys? Here, oh, maybe I have to log in and log out. That's all right. Oh, is it because it's on the London account? Oh, maybe. That's all right. But yeah, we got out literally right at these highs because I was basically anticipating that this would be a liquidity grab of these highs before, you know, leaving this exact wick rejection. So fantastic exit there, guys. We're going to have to now see what we're going to do within this range now because, you know, we've came up, we've tagged the highs of the range, and we've now come down and tagged the lows of the range. So if you guys did get these sells, shorting and exiting at this double bottom is a great exit. This double bottom here is a great exit because I think a lot of people would have been trapped in here. People who didn't exit the buys when we did probably would have been looking at this big play up. Stop sitting just down below there. That's a big TP area. My stop loss here, it was just below the 5-minute low, so like risking about 27. This $300 here, this wasn't this trade. That buy was here on this London account. The $300 trade was a short I took here in Asia today. Here. I took shorts here in Asia today to come down into this liquidity level here. I actually took it initially here as well, got stopped out, accepted the loss as part of the game. As soon as it became revalid again, I got right back in. So I lost about 40 here, and I made back about 70 here, so I ended this one up to 300. Ooh, first GC trade in the combine. Nice, man. Beautiful. Beautiful. This area would be a strong area to watch. Good job on executing it. Yeah, you guys did get the shorts. Well done. I don't know. Don't remember anyone telling Aaron go short instead of Rabbit on go short, but well done. Beautiful work. Beautiful work. Yeah, hit the up. Yep. Nice. Yeah, big support here. No, I'm not in this sell, unfortunately. It would have been lovely, but to be honest, I didn't want to be greedy. I did take the buys here. We took the buys here pre-London. Here. Buys there pre-London. But I didn't get these shorts, unfortunately. But it was valid, you know, it's followed our plan perfectly, which is the fake out opportunities. You grab the highs, you broke back below. Lovely push down, like what, 50 ticks. Fantastic. So the thing is now, what are we going to do now that because remember guys, NFP can be very range bound. And like I just said, you want to be trading gold. If you're going to trade a range on gold, you want to be doing it where you have key liquidity. Well, we've grabbed the highs, failed to close above. We've now grabbed the lows, failed to close below. So we're going to need to be patient here on gold, guys. We've got London Open coming in about 5 minutes as well. But yeah, lovely push down. And $40. Tried taking the double bottom. Deep area instantly rejected like 3 seconds. Yeah, it's big rejection, man. Big rejection. Where was the 15? Yeah. Decent squeeze of that support, which if we drag this to the left, you know, this area does make sense. It's a big area. We've got all of these wicks to the left. So now that we came up, we've grabbed the highs, we've grabbed the lows. How is this hourly actually going to close? Let's see. We've grabbed liquidity on both sides. Top Monterey, welcome out, welcome. I'm back to trading minis. Gold ranges have gone back to normal, which has been, you know, in London 30 to 50 ticks. So I'm back to trading minis now. Yeah, back trade, which is actually funny enough. This week is the first week I went back to trading minis. So I've traded micros for pretty much all of April. I've traded minis for the whole month. This week is the first month. The first week I went back to trading. Sorry, micros I've traded the whole month. This week is the first week I went back to trading minis, which was also the day where I just had quite a lot of losses, and them losses also happened to come on the same day that I decided to go back to full risk. If that isn't trading, I don't know what is. So yeah, I'm back to minis. So let's have a look at some other markets here, guys, because gold's going to close grabbing the highs, grabbing the lows, closing back in the range. So we're going to need to see a little bit of time. The trades here were buying up into this liquidity or selling down into lows. If you haven't got any of them positions for whatever reason, don't force it, because this hourly close and London Open is going to be crucial here. Some of you guys talking about NQ, so let's have a look. Let's have a look at NQ. What did we do yesterday? Remember, guys, we spoke about yesterday NQ to pull back up into this liquidity level. Why did we speak about this again? Oh yeah, this was a... Like, man, I need to start taking these NQ trades. Look at this. This was the high we spoke about yesterday, where we were basically saying, you know, people probably shorting here, some stops sitting just above this high, so buying up into that level was a really nice trade. Was it clean to take? Although it did get hit, was there an opportunity to actually take it? Not really. Kind of, you know, held the resistance, ripped lower, then broke straight back above, so it probably would have been pretty hard to execute that. But nice to see the actual liquidity levels getting hit, which is why I always say to you guys, you know, the levels that I share with you guys, they don't have to get hit in the hour and a half that we do jump on, although it would be fantastic. We've had trades on stream pretty much every day this week, but keep these levels on your charts because they do get hit very well. So how did the daily close at NQ? I'm going to delete this and do some new levels. Remember, 19,600 is a huge weekly level of support. Sorry, resistance. And I know we're looking very bullish now, but anything can happen, especially on NFP. Are we going to, like, is this week going to hold above, or is this going to be, you know, a big weekly rejection that we don't actually close above this level? It's a big make or break area, that's for sure. So let's have a look. Weekly time frame is breaking. How did they yesterday close? So yesterday closed liquidating these highs here that we spoke about, which I think we had similar highs on ES, but we said if NQ grabs it, NQ doesn't. Yeah, see here. Remember I said to you guys yesterday, if NQ grabs the highs, ES doesn't need to. ES is nowhere near these highs, but they got grabbed on NQ, so that's good enough. So we've grabbed the highs, we've held the resistance. We are still overall bullish though. So I guess I could, you know, for instance, just in terms of having like an overall daily bias, you know, when I see this day grab lows and close bullish, on this day I'm taking buys into this level. But when you kind of grab lows and close bullish, then grab the highs and close a bit doji, me coming onto the charts on Friday, I can be very much more neutral. So I don't really have a daily bias here on NQ. 4-hour time frame. Looks like we've had a pretty decent fake out back above this level, grabbed the lows, engulfed back bullish. I can't ignore that we are also finding resistance, but this could be a liquidity grab of the previous lows for this 4-hour to continue pushing higher. Let's have a look. Where are we at? I kind of got a, it's certainly not the cleanest, but I guess we could kind of say, again, you guys know I love these inverse head and shoulders play. Kind of got left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Could we be looking for a pullback into these highs here around, what, 250? Yeah, possibly. 20,050. Let's get rid of this. We could, but we're going to have to break with volume because there is some strong intraday levels here as well. So nice support. Remember, keeping the back of our mind, guys, we are grabbing 4-hour lows. We've got London Open here in about 20 seconds. NQ to me looks good to continue pushing up. Again, I'm no NQ expert, even though we have been having fantastic calls on it. This looks nice. You broke below, you golfed back above. We're holding it as support, and more importantly, we're grabbing previous lows. So if this can open and instantly push down, you could be looking for this to create a bottom wick to continue pushing up into this resistance. I don't trade NQ personally. I haven't traded it to get any of these accounts. So like I say, I'm not going to start trading it now, but I'm happy to break it down for you guys. So if you are going to be buying this around 19953, looks like a pretty decent level to manage. It is pretty range bound. I can't ignore that it is pretty range bound. Gold and NQ have been moving very similar today, which is not usually what you see, but moving very similar. 618 people tuning in here on YouTube. Remember, guys, drop a like for the Top Step stream. Appreciate you guys tuning in on this Friday morning or afternoon, or Thursday evening, depending on where you guys are. So yeah, you could play this range on NQ. It's certainly not the cleanest of opportunities. I think gold has been way nicer, much nicer this morning. But this isn't a bad buy. It's not a bad buy. The only thing is, if you do buy this, you would just want to manage pretty aggressively because you're coming into some strong areas. You know, although it'd be lovely to see it break this and keep pushing, we can't ignore that this is going to be a strong level to break. So if you guys are in this, as soon as you start tapping into these areas, me personally, I would be managing this pretty aggressively. So let's say if your hard stop was initially down here and we're playing it up into these highs here, as soon as we start hitting this resistance, personally, I would be aggressively managing, especially on a Friday pre-NFP. So that's the outlook on NQ, guys. If you are if you want me to break down anything else, feel free to send it over, guys. We had some pretty decent moves for NFP. I don't usually trade pre-NFP, but gold's had some fantastic trades today. Absolutely fantastic moves. And it's having a squeeze higher here on the London Open as well. Let me just have a look at gold, guys. Not MGC. Let's go. We're going full contracts, full margin Fridays. Absolutely not. So we're grabbing the lows. We actually closed bullish here on the 15. Yeah, no bottom wick on this hourly. So I wouldn't be buying this. No bottom wick on this hourly. This makes me think that this could be a top wick to just continue ranging and probably, you know, even wick back down a little bit. There's no bottom wick on this hourly, so I wouldn't be seeing this push up and wanting to buy this. If there's no bottom wick on the hourly right now, it means it can be created at any point. How often do we see gold close bullish with no bottom wick? Happened here in Asia. Here, it happens, but it doesn't happen very often. You have a little one there. Wicks on pretty much all of these. So we can say for the most part, you didn't have one here. For the most part, most hourly candles have bottom wicks. So there you go. It just happened there. So the reason I wouldn't be buying this right now is because there's no bottom wick. There you go. So you come back down for that bottom wick there now. So nice little sell-off there, guys. Kind of nice to see that happen in real time. That's why if you see this breakout, I wouldn't chase that. Why would I not chase that? Because there was no bottom wick on the hourly. So if you tried to chase that, you're getting instantly squeezed out. It's just something to watch. As again, it's very minor, but it's also very key. Very, very key. It's just little things like that will honestly really help you guys. If you see an hourly candle, you know, open and just instantly push up with no bottom wick, well then you kind of, well, me anyway, I know that at any point that wick can be created because there's a high chance that, you know, higher chance than not that the hourly candle isn't going to close bullish with no bottom wick. So I just know that that can be created at any point. So if I do want longs, well, I'm not going to buy it here. I'm going to wait for that wick to be created. Yeah, wick on both sides. Yeah, it's a pretty aggressive range on gold. That's why I think we have maximized this range pretty well, because we were buying into the liquidity or selling into the liquidity. But now, you know, the double bottom's being grabbed, the double top's being grabbed as well. Now it's kind of like you have to let gold come to you. There's not really too much to think in here. With the, you know, we're just trying to think about what's going to happen in the next hour that we're on here for. And the way that we can do that is by analyzing how did the previous hourly candle close. We grabbed the highs, we grabbed the lows, we grabbed the highs. We failed to break out, therefore we're probably just in a little bit of a range, so we just kind of have to accept that and maybe look at some other instruments. So we're gonna have a look at some other markets here as well, guys. Like I say, it's pre-NFP, so we spiked right into that level here at NQ, guys. It probably wouldn't be worth me securing profit, but it would definitely be a level where I would have to manage my trade. Because who knows, could you just hold this level and continue to range in this big area? Yeah, easily. Therefore, if I didn't manage risk here and I just watch this come down and stop me out holding resistance, I'll look back and go, wow, that was poor risk management. Aaron equals go talk. Thank you, appreciate it. I'm trying to find a balance between, and I hope I'm doing it well enough. I'm trying to find a balance between executing my own trades and also talking through what I'm actually seeing in real time. It's a weird thing to do, but hopefully it's making sense. Let's have a look at some of you guys' questions. Hey, Aaron, great streams. Thank you. Appreciate it. Been watching since last week. Loved every episode. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. What's your criteria for drawing important levels? Great question. My criteria for drawing levels is trying to understand what are most people trying to do. So these were my, I didn't really actually have this one on there, but no, this was my key liquidity level that we were talking about on our pre-London stream. Now, why did I mark this high? Like, I didn't just mark it for no reason. The reason I marked this high is because the way that gold loves to move is, let's say if you have a resistance level, and let's say we're looking for a big short on gold. If gold's going to have a massive push down, gold loves to come up and grab highs before potentially having that move. So if we look at this and compare this to this, that is the exact reason I had this high marked on. Because you can kind of see, like, this level here didn't really grab any liquidity. Same as here, like, you didn't really grab anything. So I kind of look at this and I go, well, if we haven't grabbed anything, I would probably imagine a lot of people are probably trying to short this. Where would they sit their stops? Just above this high here. But you can kind of also confluence this with the trend line coming down as well. Again, I don't trade trend lines in your most traditional way, but I use trend lines to understand what are most people trying to do and how can I take advantage of it. And this exact pattern here happened in the Asian session today. Exact same thing. And it happens multiple times. People short here, sit their stops just above the highs, price comes up, liquidates the highs, and then has the push down. So that was my high for Asia. Exactly the same thing here for London. I get rid of the trend line. I just like to keep it clean. I'll mark on the highest point, and that's my liquidity level. So I can approach this in two ways. I can wait for the highs to get grabbed and then try and go short, which is what I did do today. I didn't have a bullish bias in Asia today, so I shorted here in Asia today. I actually shorted earlier and got stopped out as well. I shorted here. On my Asia account, I shorted here on gold because I hadn't spotted this trend line yet. But as soon, I shorted here because we were starting to re-break some lows. But I didn't really see this trend line at the time. But as soon as I saw this trend line, I saw this liquidity, I exited that trade straight away. And I said to myself, well, there's a high chance you're probably going to come up and squeeze these highs. I actually could have flipped the bias and made money on the way up, but I didn't. I was happy to stick with my bearish bias. And then as soon as we grabbed these highs and closed back below, this is where I got my sell in Asia for about 70 ticks. So it was about, I think it was about $750-ish. So I made back my 40 tick mistake and then got 70. And then on the London account here, I took the exact same setup. But today in London, the reason I took the buys and not the breakout sells is because we had a fantastic breakout here. So yesterday we had a really nice push down, and in Asia I wanted to follow that. Coming into pre-London, we had a fantastic move up. So rather than me waiting for these highs to get grabbed and then trying to go short, I actually wanted the buys up into that. And that's where I got long here for about 40 ticks. And I was buying up into where I believe most people are trying to sell based on price action and liquidity. So that's why that's how I draw my levels where I'm drawing them, man. Just trying to understand, you know, why would I mark on this low here? No, I wouldn't mark on this low. Why would I not mark on this low here? Because this is a low that's already grabbed the liquidity. I'm not interested in this low. I'm interested in these lows. You know, shorting down into that would have been great. But now we've grabbed the liquidity. I don't, like, if I was to say to you guys, like, where's my liquidity levels right now on gold? I don't have any right now. But I can guarantee you in the next half an hour to, you know, maybe hour, I will have some new levels formed and then I can trade them again. But if I don't have any targets on gold, then I don't have a trade. If I have targets, I have a trade. If we've grabbed highs and we've grabbed lows, I don't have a trade. I'll sit on my hands and wait for the next opportunity. So yeah, that's the reason I draw my levels the way I do, man. Yep. Hope that helps. What platform are you using? This is the TopStepX platform, man. TopStepX. This is where we take all the trades, which, you know, I'm still looking for trades today. For you guys, I'm not looking for trades. I'm just, you know, we had our buys pre-London and now we're kind of letting price find its feet. So like I say, if you guys do want me to break down any other markets, or if you want me to break down the Asia trade or pre-London trade, feel free to ask or send over any instruments. Same as you guys on Zoom as well. It's a little bit cold today in Australia. I think the weather's dipped in Australia. It doesn't help they got the aircon on, but it's absolutely pouring outside. I remember, guys, like I say, it is NFP Friday, so don't feel like you have to force a trade on a Friday pre-NFP. If we get a setup, fantastic. But don't feel like you have to take a trade for the sake of it. Remember, not every day is a trading day. We're paid to wait. Look at that, guys. Instant reaction off that level. Good break even there, guys. If you did take that, great break even. If you get another reason to give it another chance, fantastic. We'll look for it, but that is a good break even. You would be now sitting in drawdown, looking at this, hold this resistance, and go, shit, why did I not manage that trade? So, good reaction there. Great break even as well. So yeah, as I was saying, like, you know, you grab the lows and close bullish. That was a great area to go long. But again, like I said, you could, as much as we would love to see it break this resistance and keep pushing up, what we would love to see and what are happening are two very different things. We're holding resistance, we're holding support, we're just in a range. So you can react to the range, you know, when you grab the lows and break out, fantastic. But we can't ignore that this is a strong level. If we don't understand that this is a strong level and we just watch this trade go into drawdown, like I say, when you get stopped out of this position and you think more from a logical perspective, you're going to look back and go, wow, why on earth did I not manage from that level? So decent little bounce there from NQ. Do you trade BTC? I don't day trade Bitcoin, but we can have a look at it for sure. We got plenty of time. Goldie's just kind of creating a bit of a range here, guys. Let's have a look. Are we still... oh, look at this. Remember, guys, what did we say yesterday? Yesterday, buying up into these liquidity levels. Look at that. Hit perfectly. Really, really nice squeeze there. Probably should trade it, shouldn't I? NQ, I did break down. I would scroll back a little bit and watch it because I did a whole full monthly and weekly top down on NQ. Only a couple of minutes ago. You should be able to scroll back and see it, man. Yeah, Bitcoin's beautiful. Bitcoin's bouncing off 75. You broke above 95, failed to close below for... Look how many times you tried to break below. Remember, guys, these aren't just wicks. Like, these are, you know, at one point, this was a huge bearish candle, and people were really trying to sell this. And it got bought back up every single time. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 times you tried to break 95,000 and couldn't break it. So 100,000 again is a pretty easy upside target. Wait, what have I just done? There we go. Let's make this style. I don't analyze this too much, but just make that 50%. There you go, cool. So you're bouncing in between 95 and 100. Yesterday's high after it broke out is a beautiful intraday target if you are looking to trade it. You got a nice little double top up there. People probably trying to jump in shorts. I believe you could probably squeeze this higher. I reckon you get a lot of people trying to short this on Bitcoin. I think 100,000 isn't too far away. I've never traded it on an intraday though. I think it does. The thing is, I don't know at what times it does move, but I think it does follow the same principles that we use on gold pretty well. There's some of the guys inside the Traders Club that use it quite a lot, and I get some great trades. So I would say if this can wick back above, hold this support, that would look like a nice buy. Look at that candle, beautiful. I would say wait for price to actually wick these lows and look like you're going to close above the support. Then I'd be looking for buyers back up into 98,400. If you keep pushing down, that's fine. This is still the area that I'd wait for breakouts back above. I wouldn't be looking to short it after yesterday's beautiful breakout. Look at this as well, guys. Look at this beautiful trendline liquidity. Simple breakout there on Bitcoin. Very, very nice. What time was that? It was, what, yesterday in the London session. Wow. Does it always move in London? I don't know. Like I say, I never day traded Bitcoin. That was a lovely, lovely London breakout. Very, very nice. I put a sell stop on 32.57. Let's have a look, man. You put a sell stop on 52.57 when we tapped for the third time, 5 minutes after liquidity grabbed the highs, caught 20 ticks on that liquidity below. I was hesitant due to the closure of the 4 hour was only minutes away feedback. Let's have a look, man. So I think you said you got short on the 5 minute. You got short from 32.57. Was that in Asia or was that today? Did you get, was that, no, not in Asia. Wait, here or no? I assume you mean here. 32.57. There, maybe? Is that where you got short? Was it maybe a loss? Who asked the question? So I've lost it. James asked the question. Is that what you mean? That's where you got short? Just now. Yeah, this one here. This one. This one here. Yep. So again, did you get stopped out or something? Did you take a loss? Did you have like something like this? Correct. Well, firstly, man, good job on actually sharing your loss, because this is what these are all about. It takes balls to actually share this loss. So, man, good job on actually sharing the loss. This is how we learn. This is a good trade to actually learn from as well. So, good job on sharing the loss, man. A loss is a lesson, and we're going to learn something from it here. So, for me personally, and this is just the way that I like to trade. If I'm trading. When I'm trading gold, I'm trading into liquidity levels. So for instance, I took these buys here on gold earlier. Now, I got long in the middle of this range, which was a 15-minute break above a level of support, and I was buying into this high here. And if I start buying here, you know, I'm buying at resistance. My buys were from down here, and I know I should have been buying from down here. So I don't know, but is it possible that maybe you sold this low because, you know, you maybe had missed out on this push and you didn't want to miss out on any more? I don't know. Like I said, I'm not saying that was the case, but to me, this short looks like you're almost trying to chase this beautiful push down. So if I wanted to sell gold, I want to sell gold at a good level of resistance. I don't want to sell gold at a level of support, which if we look to the left, this not only is it a level of support, if I was shorting gold today, I would be shorting gold into this double bottom, because I know below this low, same as the highs, we could easily, where are we? We could easily grab these lows and just continue to range, because that is a higher time frame level of support. So it looks to me like you got trapped in a short right at the support, which if anything, you should be actually looking to exit your shorts from here. You know, you should be shorting up here, and that this is where you want to exit. This is what I was saying to guys, like if you're short on this double bottom is a great exit. So it's like almost like, you know, you kind of got short after it had already had the fantastic push down. And again, this is why the higher time frame is so key, because if we look to the left, like this is a big level, and you know, regardless of if we want this level to break or not, selling here when you haven't ever had a 30-minute closure back below is almost like you're kind of forcing a bit too much. So kind of always be wary of where your higher time frame candles are. Although the 5-minute did break out, a 5-minute breakout of a level of 30-minute support isn't enough to take a sell. If you understand what I mean, you know, if you want to be short in gold, well, this is the level where if you are short, you want to be managing your risk here. You don't want to be entering new shorts here. If anything, we should be looking for longs from this support. Go to sleep. It's too late, bro. It's 8 a.m. London time. Where are you? It's 5:15 here in Australia. What are you doing? This is the session to be awake for. But yeah, it almost looks like you kind of maybe just chased it a little bit and you got stuck in a short right at support. So yeah, like I say, man, you know, every time I'm trading the 5-minute, for instance, I took this 5-minute sell here today. Now, why did I short this when the 30-minute had closed above? Because it was an hourly level here. These are the sells I took in Asia. Now, when I saw this in Asia today break above like this, I saw this breakout and I was like, oh, this is going to be great. If we get closures back below here, I'm going to go short. But I didn't see this break above and think, oh, like, damn, like, I must be wrong. What have I missed? Let me try and chase this. Because I know in the back of my mind that this is an hourly level. And at any point, this could wick back below and I could get my shorts. So I take fake out sells from that point. Exactly from here. Because it's an hourly level of support. If anything, you should be looking for fake out buys from there. So I got short here in Asia once you close back below, understanding in the back of my mind how that hourly could be looking. And I know that as this is closing below, without even needing to look at it, I know that this hourly is going to start to leave a beautiful wick rejection. And then that's when I get my short. So although you guys see me using the 5-minute here, again, I guess it's something that comes with time. I'm using the 5-minute, but I'm picturing in my mind how the higher time frame looks based on, you know, right now it's 8:20. So I'm trying to understand, like, you know, if this is the last 5-minute the hourly, for example, say this is the last 5 minute of the hourly, and this starts to wick back above, then I know without even needing to look at it, the hourly is going to be holding this support, failing to close below, and we could actually push higher. So I was trying to understand, yes, the 5 minute did have a beautiful push down here, but you came right into a higher time frame level of support. And if anything, you should be looking for longs from there. So again, that's why, you know, I love the 5 minute. Don't get me wrong. The 5 minute is absolutely beautiful. But the 5 minute is only for execution on my higher time frame candles. That's why I would, you know, again, I think a lot of people as well here today on gold in Asia would have been trying to buy this breakout here on the 30 minute. Now, why did I not buy this breakout? Because it's the same thing, you know, a 30-minute closure above an hourly level of resistance is not enough to take a buy, because I know at any point that could be 30-minute fake outs to just go short. And that's what gold loves to do. It loves to have these fake outs, and it loves to trap people in on the wrong side on the lower time frame. And the thing is with gold, like, and this is why I love gold so much, and it's just, I guess you kind of just have to see it happen more. But like, gold can look so bullish on the hourly time frame, you can think, oh, like, you know, it's time to go long. And then honestly, we've seen it happen live plenty of times where literally like the last couple of minutes on gold, it can just end up wicking all the way back down and holding resistance. Like, it can literally happen at like the last couple of seconds. And then if you try and chase it, you get trapped in, and then you look back and you bought the resistance and it just keeps pushing down and you got stopped out. So always keep in the back of your mind, if you're trading the 5 minute, how does the higher time frame look? Where are we on the higher time frame? It's so important. When I come from a swing trading background, and when I first went to day trading, you know, I would open my charts, go straight to the 5 minute, and I'd be trying to take this breakout long, and I'd be trying to take the breakout sell, and I would just get chopped up all day long. And it took me a long time to realize the 5 minute is a fantastic time frame. I love the 5 minute, but it is only to execute on what my higher time frame is showing me. And if my higher time frame is showing me nothing, well, then that's fine, I just won't trade. But for the most part, my best trades are when I have clear direction on my higher time frame. So went on a little bit of a rant there, but yeah, hopefully that helps. Again, like I say, man, I appreciate you for sharing your loss. It's important to share our losses, wins and losses. I'm not in any trades right now. I haven't taken anything here. I took buys pre-London. I haven't taken anything here at London Open. We're looking a little bit choppy here, which is pretty expected when we have grabbed highs and lows. For the trendline breaks, do you wait for the candle to close over it or enter when it crosses? Neither, to be honest, man. Like, I'm trying to spot it way before. So let's say if, you know, and we trade these all the time. You guys who have been tuning into these streams for a while, I've given plenty of setups where these have hit almost every single time. So like if I see something like this, and let's say if we're pulling back to here, I'm looking for longs from here. Like I'm looking for longs from here, and this is where most people are trying to short. I'm kind of looking at this from the, let's say if we did like this, I'm looking at this from the perspective of like, great. So we have a trend line coming down. I look at this from, we're grabbing the lows. I look at this like, oh great, this could be an inverse head and shoulders. I want to start buying from here. You can wait for it to, grab some lows and wait for the 5 minute to maybe break out. That is an absolutely terrible candle. I'm waiting for maybe the 5 minute to grab lows and close bullish. I'm not really necessarily waiting for it to break out and then try and go long. You can do that, but I'm trying to identify this trend line, when we're having the third bounce, because the third bounce is where most people try and go short. And at that point, I'm already trying to get in my longs. So for here today in Asia, where are we in Asia? It's kind of messy, but if you had this trend line coming down like here, as soon as you see this candle here, grab the lows holding support. Like, that's great. Like, you don't even need to wait for this. Like, I should be getting in from there, looking to do that and targeting the highs of the trend line. Like, that's where I really want to be getting in. So it depends on the setup. Not every setup is going to be that perfect. Sometimes it might close bearish and then engulf back bullish. But I mean, you can get it from here, or you can look to get in again from when you break out. Again, this rejection here, what did this rejection not do? It didn't grab any highs. So this rejection here, again, I look at this and I'm going, this is bringing in more sellers. So as soon as I see this 5 minute grab lows and close bullish, well, great, there's I can maybe go long from there. And where's my exit? The highs of the trend line. So I can, you can take it from down here if you want to, if you want it, but if you want to wait for more confirmation, take the breakout and great, buy it from there. It's There's not really an exact way. The one I took here pre-London that we took together, I could have bought it from here. The reason I didn't buy it from here today, excuse me, is because I wanted to see the 30-minute or the 50-minute actually close in my favor. And it hadn't closed yet at that point. But I was actually saying on our stream pre-London that you could actually be looking for the buy from here. I was just happy to be a little bit patient pre-NFP. But it was valid from here. You grab these lows, you start to close back bullish. You could have taken it from there. I personally was a little bit more patient and took it from here. It's not really, it's not really you can take it from here. If it grabs those and starts breaking out and you can spot the trend line, fantastic. You want to be taking it from here. Just formed on ES bounce, really nice, nice. It happens on honestly all markets all the time. Yeah, look, yeah, beautiful. Look. Big trend line coming down. People trying to load up some shorts. Came down, grabbed the lows here, closed bullish. Like again, if I was trading ES, that would be a great opportunity right now. As soon as I start tagging these highs here, I'd probably want to start managing my risk. Nice. Let's have a look. But yeah, gold's just in a bit of a chop here, guys. So I'm enjoying just sharing this with you guys. If you're wondering why is this guy not taking trades, gold's just ranging. We've had some great buys pre-London. You had a nice sell-off London Open, pre-London as well, and now we're just kind of just ranging a little bit. So we're not missing anything. That's why I'm happy to share these things with you guys because it's very, very key. And these, like I say, these sessions are all about becoming better traders, not just copying trades randomly. I want you guys to actually learn the plan and take value from these. We've taken trades, I think, every day on stream this week. Pre-NFP today, with an hourly closing very indecisive, it's a little bit hard for me to trade this. Like I say, although the 5-minute might be breaking out, if you guys are wondering why am I not buying this, well, I kind of just look at the higher time frame and I go, what's the trend here? We're trying to trade for the next half an hour to hour. What is the trend here? Very, very choppy. Good question. If it already grabbed the highs and lows, what do you look out for or love to see before taking any trade opportunity? Kind of like what we're doing right now. Like we've grabbed the highs, we've grabbed the lows. Like what do we do in this situation? I kind of want to see price break out. And if we start coming close to this hourly high like we are, let's say if this next hour closes like this, then I'm like, okay, cool, we're closing bullish. Now there's a high chance you're going to get a wick fill. If you start coming close to the lows, then there's a high chance you're going to fill in the lows. But if we do, let's say if we come all the way up here and start to find resistance, well, great. What will that leave? That will leave an hourly equal high, an hourly equal high. Then there's a high chance. Okay, cool. We've got two highs. Then we can buy up into it. So it depends on, like in this situation right now, this is kind of exactly what we're saying. We grab the highs, we grab the lows. Like, what do you do now? If we start coming close to this wick here, then there's a high chance. Any rejection from here, you could actually get a wick fill. And then I could be like, oh, cool, now this could actually be a good liquidity level again. I'll mark it on as another liquidity level when we start coming close to it again and rejecting. Then I know people are still trying to short this, but it's too late. And that could be an opportunity we could see here. So what I want to see is, I want to see price come near this high, hold it, reject it as resistance, bring in some sellers, then I want to see if I can buy it again. They're not recorded here on Zoom, but they're on YouTube as well, so you can have a copy. So that would be my next opportunity on gold. What I would like to see is I'd like to see price come near this high, reject, bring in some sellers, then I could look to continue buying it. Gold loves morning and evening stars. What time frame? Every time frame, man. Every time frame. From the daily to the 5-minute. Every single time frame. You can see there's one here on the 5-minute. We took the one on the... here on the 5-minute. We took the one on the hourly. Here. How you kind of got one here? Like here right now. You grab the lows here. Held the support. Little bottom wick. But we took these buys here based off this morning star. But they literally happen on every single time frame. Here, look, nice evening star. Pretty nice drop down yesterday. Evening star here again on the hourly. If you have a look for it on the 4 hourly, you'll see it as well. Where can we see some evening star there? Rejected, grab the highs, nice push down. Morning star here, rejected, grab the lows, nice push up. So every single time frame. if, you know, this 4 hour, you know, does close doji, wicking back down below, then we could be like, oh, cool. Maybe the next 4 hour could have a bit of a top wick, and then we could look to sell it as well. Every single time frame, I could swing trade them, I could day trade them. It doesn't really matter too much. The higher the time frame I can spot them, the better of a move I'm going to have, or the bigger of a move I'm going to have. You know, if an hourly, evening, or morning star is going to be give me a bigger trade than a 5-minute one, right? But maybe I could get a 5-minute morning star in confluence with a hourly morning star, like here. Hourly's grabbing the lows, holding support, so let me drop down. Oh, same thing, cool. What's better to learn Forex or futures as a beginner? Futures. I wouldn't even waste my your time doing Forex. It depends on how you want to trade. If you want to day trade, here's the thing as well, like, if you're not making money trading Forex, trading futures is probably not going to be the solution to that problem. There's probably a deeper issue going on. It's not going to be a make or break of what makes you more profitable. The reason I moved to futures is because I love the intraday scalps, like in and out within like 5-10 minutes. And for me, trading Forex, the spreads are too much and the fees are too high, whereas here on the futures, I get fantastic fills and fantastic execution. So that's why I personally love futures more. If you want to swing trade, you know, it's probably not going to make too much of a difference. But the benefit is futures, you know, you got much better platforms, much more regulation. You know, brokers don't have control over your spreads, your fills, blah, blah, blah. So, and you can trade foreign exchange currencies on futures as well. Australian dollar, pound, Canadian dollar, euro, like you can pretty much trade every currency pair. So for me personally, I wouldn't even waste my time going down the foreign exchange. I would just learn futures. If you still like to trade currencies, fantastic, trade currency futures. I personally don't see a benefit of trading for Forex over futures, but there's a lot of vice versa. But like I say, it's not going to be, I think a lot of people come to futures thinking it's going to be a solution to their issues. It can definitely help, but there's probably some underlying issues that you need to find out first. But for me, moving to futures was an absolute game changer. Because I love these intraday moves. So this is nice, guys. We're coming close to these areas. So if we do start rejecting from here, like I was saying, this could bring in some sellers. So could we be looking for some buys here? What time is it? 30-minute candle. How's that just closed? Not great. Not great. We just closed holding this resistance. 15-minute. I mean, 15-minute grab belows and closed bullish. That's quite nice. It's not the cleanest. I do think we're probably going to fill in this wick. So we can focus on the hourly and see if we can get our buys or sales target and our highs and lows. If you want to, definitely. There's plenty of people in the Traders Club that just trade the hourly or just trade the 30-minute or just trade the 5. Like you can, whichever suits your style the most, and you kind of have to figure that out. There's no right or wrong answer to that. It's whichever time frame you like. I love the 5-minute. Some people don't like the 5-minute, and that's okay. The theory about the shorter and longers on the wrong side every time. What was that? Did I just lose you guys for a second? You guys can hear me all good? That was weird. My trading view just logged out and this logged out. Am I still on? You guys on Zoom can hear me? All good, cool. That was weird. All good, cool. Thank you, man. Every time, aren't they broken? Stop trading. Is there maybe another reason for the patterns? Yeah, maybe. I'm not saying like that's how the markets move. It's just kind of how I perceive it. It's just like I say, that may not be exactly why the markets are doing that. But what gold does love to do is liquidate highs and lows before a real move. The reasons behind it, I don't really think about too much. I like to call it like a retail trap. The banks aren't hunting retail stops, but it's just the way that I refer to it. Lovely squeeze high, guys. If you know, again, I wouldn't be buying it from here, so there was no real reason for me to buy this. But yeah, you're coming back up and squeezing in this high here. The reason I didn't buy it is because the 5-minute kind of rejected here. It hadn't really broken out. You're coming for a lovely squeeze into this high here. Look at that. Morning star into lows, rip straight into highs. That's huge. Coming right in for that hourly wick fill. And that's also the 4-hour continuing to push higher. 4-hour broke out. We bought into the 4-hour high before. And now it's just done it beautifully. So I didn't really get a reason to buy that one. The reason I didn't really get a reason to buy that one is you kind of never really closed above, but then just ripped. Like, I don't really like to take them ones. But yeah, nice push there. What's that? 80 ticks. Wow, look at that. Some volume. There's some volume on gold. It's the most biggest push we've seen so far this morning. Thoughts on the Euro FX chart? Let's have a look. Yeah, no, there wasn't really an entry for me for that one, guys. It wasn't the cleanest, although it's nice to see it grab in the highs again. You can kind of see even the 15-minute didn't really break out. 30-minute didn't even really break out either. So if I don't even have a 30-minute breakout, you know, if the 5-minute breaks above, nah, it's okay. I'm happy to miss that one. We've had like 2 great opportunities today. Nice push though. Sells more valid if we close back into the range. I look at this 4-hour and I go, not really. Like the 4-hour closed above 32.50. You're now flipping bullish and squeezing higher. Like this 4 hours looking pretty strong to me. Yeah, it filled in the hourly wick. Yeah, it was a beautiful hourly wick fill. That's what I was kind of saying. You do get these nice hourly wick fills. How did I know it was going to fill in the wick? Because if you start to come close to it and reject, well, what's that going to do? It's going to bring in some sellers. I'm going to put a stop just above. So nice wick fill. I didn't get a reason to execute it, unfortunately. I'd have liked to see just a little bit of a breakout. You know, same as here. We took the breakout. Oh, so well, you didn't actually here, but on the 15 you did. I can see the future. Yeah, I created the algorithms, but I can't talk too much on that because I don't want to. Yeah, nothing bad to happen. No, it's just price action. You know, like I said, I could sit here and just read a naked chart very well here on gold. It's just price action. I love to read pure price action. I don't use any indicators. I just love pure price action. They have their place and they can help. I just love price action. I feel like if I can read a naked chart, I'm going to have pretty good execution. The less I have to focus on, the better I can execute. What would your TP be if you were to get in gold? This high right here, man. This high right here. I'd be out full here. I don't know what's going to happen above these highs. And we're pre-NFP, like same as here. You know, I didn't know what was going to happen above these highs, so I got out full here on the London account here. So if I was buying this, I'd be out full there because I don't know what's going to happen above there. We could easily grab these highs and just continue to what we have done today, which is just range. So, yep. Nice squeeze. Market buttons under its desk. Yeah, I don't know if I told you this, but yeah, we actually helped create the algorithm. I should have mentioned that. But yeah, lovely wick film. Average risk per trade. Where are we? Let me go. 145 since January. So like 15 to 20 ticks. And I try and go for about 20. Yeah, I do, Daniel. Yep. I do, man. If I have key liquidity levels, yeah, I will trade news. I don't put both in though, because they can just both get tagged in. Yeah, I'd say like my average risk is like, I'd say like 15 to 20 ticks on gold, which, you know, 15 to 20 ticks. See, this one would have been 30. But again, you know, one thing I do is I manage my risk before I let it hit my stops. Not all the time. I'm not perfect, but a lot of my trades, let's say when I took my shorts here today in Asia, when I took these sales today in Asia, my hard stop was above this high here, and I was selling into these lows here. Now, although my hard stop is above here, to me, if this candle had closed back above this level, that would have invalidated my trade and I would be out there. I cut my trades based on if they close against me. So I have hard stops as like a worst case scenario, but I like to cut my trades if they close against me. For instance, the same with the pre-London buys we took here. We took pre-London buys here. Oh, sorry, that's what this was. Them buys earlier were sorry, the sells. This was the sells earlier. These were the buys here. So my hard stops here, pre-London buys. If we had closed back below this level, I wouldn't have wanted to be in the trade. Therefore, I would exit straight away. Yeah, full margin Fridays, 100%, man. That's what we're here for. Isn't that what we tuned in for? Full margin NFP Fridays? Didn't we say that at the start? But there's some lovely moves today on gold, guys. Even though we are ranging, we're getting like lovely liquidity plays. Came down, grabbed the lows, came straight for the highs. That was a really, really nice push. The reason I wasn't so confident to buy this one though, as I normally would, is just because that hourly, you know, you did grab the lows, but you also grabbed the highs. It was a little bit doji, so I wasn't too sure which side we were going to get the wick fill in until you came next to it. Then I'm like, cool, we're going to fill in the highs. How much do I risk? I typically trade just one contract. All of last month, on all of my accounts here on TopStep, I just traded micros. Other than this day, this is the one day where I decided to go back to trading minis because the ranges have got smaller. But for the most part, for pretty much all of April, I was trading micros. But now the ranges are back to normal on gold, you know, 20, 30, 50 ticks in London, which is what we are used to, as opposed to we were seeing like 500 ticks in April. I'm now just back to one mini. I just stick to one mini every time. I like it. It keeps it consistent. And if I copy trade it, you know, that's great. So with one contract, and if I'm risking 10 to 15 to 20 ticks, it's $10 per tick. So $100 to $200. Coming into resistance right now. Yep, we are. That's why if I was buying this, we are at resistance. But, you know, do I want to be if you mean would I sell this because we're at resistance? Well, would I want to short against this big push up here? Not really. What would you be shorting into? If you start shorting gold now, you know, you got support right here where it can go against you. If you then close back below here, well, you got another level here, and this is where it kind of starts to get a little bit ugly. So for me personally, I wouldn't be shorting this. Although you are at resistance, I don't have any downside targets for liquidity, therefore I personally wouldn't short it. But if I was buying this, yeah, I'd be exiting at these highs, which you then grab the highs and pull back quite a lot. Same as here, we bought up into these highs here in pre-London. You squeeze a little bit more, then completely reversed. So yeah, that's why I wouldn't personally short this. The only way I would short gold, and shorts aren't a bad idea on gold, but look at this current hourly. You know, it's got 16 minutes till it's going to close. So if you want to sell it, well, why not just wait till it closes back below and confirms that it's actually going to close bearish? Otherwise, this could easily just close above. Like, look how bullish we are right now. So if I do want to sell, I want to see a closure back below, or at least this be a nice wick rejection, grabbing previous highs, and then yeah, great. Then I can sell definitely. But this is looking pretty bullish right now, so I wouldn't really want to be trying to short this just yet. And I don't have any downside targets. Which time frame will you watch to look if it closes against you? It depends on which time frame I'm executing off, man. If I execute off to 15, a 15 closure against me will invalidate the trade, therefore I'll get out. Depends on which time frame you're trading off. You know, if you're buying off the 30 here, say if you bought off the 30 here, but you closed your trade because the 5-minute closed against you, well then you're managing too aggressively. So it depends on what time frame you're executing off. If I took a buy here off the 5-minute, a 5-minute closure against me would be enough for me to get out. We literally mention NQ like constantly. Do I hate it? Yeah, I absolutely hate it. Me and NQ, we just don't get on. No, I just don't trade it, but we've already spent like 20 minutes talking about NQ. I've spoken about NQ. We're just ranging. We spoke about buys here, but I also said as soon as you come in this level, manage. We're just ranging. If I wanted to trade NQ, personally, I'd be waiting for a breakout of either side. I don't like this range. You can try and trade this range. You can get chopped up all day long, or you can wait for it to break out and have a great trade. It's simple, NQ. But yeah, I've already looked at NQ. We look at NQ every day. I don't trade NQ, but I break it down every day, and we do some pretty good calls on NQ actually. But we're just like I say, we're just ranging. Let's have a look at copper actually. Copper's been on a pretty crazy run recently. 680 people tuning in here on YouTube. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Remember, drop a like for the stream. We do this every single day here. We've had some fantastic trades on the stream this week. But today it is NFP day. And we've already taken some pre-London buys, so I'm being very patient here. And I'm up like 700 on my top step accounts here. I haven't traded any of these other ones. like I say, if the markets are ranging, guys, you know, these are the days where if you try and force a trade on a day like pre-NFP and you take a loss, you're going to go on tilt and you're going to seriously try and fight the markets, because you know you shouldn't really be trading in most of these ranges. Look at copper right now. What's there to say on copper? What is the direction of the past, you know, good couple of hours, and what could we see in the next half an hour that we're on here for? We're just ranging. So again, it takes me 2 seconds of thought process to see is there going to be an opportunity in copper in the next half an hour. Probably not. As long as we hold in this range, copper's off the watch list. So you just move on. Doesn't take too long to see if there's a good opportunity or not. If gold can close back below, maybe 32.60, you know, I consider some pullback sells. Otherwise, no. Why is the closure of the hourly so important? Well, it's the higher time frame, the stronger the move. So, you know, with the hourly closing in 13 minutes, rather than trying to trade before it's closed, if this closes above, that's a breakout to go long. So high time frames are very key. Although we are at big resistance and this could actually wick back down, right now it's looking pretty strong. And I don't really have any downside targets. And, you know, we're breaking out on the 4 hourly. This hourly's had a beautiful breakout here in Asia. Like, look at the intraday structure right now. If we just delete everything here for a second, what is the intraday structure for the past, you know, ignore all this. I'm trying to think about what's going to happen in the next, you know, 15 to 20 minutes. What is this intraday? You know, we're breaking up. So if I do want to short this, that's okay to think that, but I'm not going to short it until it actually shows me signs that it's ready to pull back. If anything, like I say, you could be closing above and continue pushing higher. Then you're going to look back and go, wow, that was a really stupid sell, because you're trying to fight the markets. So I personally would rather wait for this to actually close back below. You know, we tried to hold resistance here. We tried to, but we couldn't break back below. So now we're squeezing back higher. So if you know, for the past 2 hours, we've closed extremely doji, which to me is indecision. The markets don't know where they want to go, so let the markets come to me by waiting for an hourly breakout. If the hourly is ranging, the lower time frame is probably going to chop you up even more. So let it actually break above, and then you're going to get a much easier trade rather than trying to trade in the next 12 minutes. Because, you know, even if you are going to get a short and this does wick back down, well, if it closes back below, that's your confirmation, and then you're going to get your short. Try not to predict too much. Let the markets come to you. Yeah, if you want to, yep, absolutely, man. How do we follow you outside Top Step? Stuart, there's a link in the Top Step description to my YouTube channel if you want to follow along to some videos, man. More than welcome to do so. Oh, Bruno got it in there. Legend, thank you, man. Beat me to it. Beat me to it. So yeah, this is the reason I wouldn't short this, guys, is because the hourly's looking strong. Yeah, the 5 minutes breaking back down, but look how strong this push up is. Why do we want to fight that? Why do we want to fight the markets all the time? We want to be in flow with the markets. We want to be following the markets. If anything, we should see this breakout and go long if I had a reason to do so. But the reason I don't is because we have grabbed all liquidity. So Zoom, guys, give me 2 seconds. So with that being said, guys, I think we've had a pretty good session here today. I've had some great pre-London buys. We've shared a lot of value here today as well, guys. Full margin NFP today, yeah, absolutely. Full margin Fridays. But gold's just ranging, guys. You had some really nice, really nice short down here into the double bottom, and now we're just ranging. So I don't want to make you guys sit here and watch it for the sake of it. We've had some fantastic calls here today. Remember, guys, it is NFP day today as well. So do not ruin a good week by trying to force a trade on NFP, especially when most markets are ranging. Accept it, walk away, and we will go again next week where we'll do this all over again. So I appreciate you guys taking the time to tune in. Hopefully you guys did enjoy today's stream. We've had a fantastic week here on the Top Step channel. And I'll see you guys same time again, Monday morning, 7:30 London time. Trade safe on NFP, guys. Don't blow your accounts. And I'll see you all next week. Have a fantastic weekend. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.
you.